Greetings and welcome to Pickled Watermelon Rinds, a guilty pleasure podcast featuring Antie Joan and Ontie, providing our zesty and marginally mature take on current events, pop culture, and trends. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Well, hello, Auntie Joni. How are you today?
Hi, Auntie. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
You're welcome. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Yes, I just got back from a nice little trip to France and Switzerland. And it was a good time. I went and visited a friend who purchased a house in Passy, France, and I wanted to see their new place and where they are. And it's a very nice area, very close to Chamonix and Annecy. Annecy, I think is how you say it. Of both of which we spent some time in, all three of which we've spent some time in. Passy, really not a lot around the town. We spent most of the time just at their house, but Chamonix is very pretty, majestic mountains in the background. Finally had sunshine during our daytime at Chamonix. The downside was most of the rest of the trip, it was socked in under some clouds. The clouds were low, but it actually made for great walking around weather. So no beating sun on us or anything like that. Like I said, really great walking around weather, but it was nice to see the sun at Chamonix. We went in for just to walk around a bit, they had like a little farmer's market, and we went through that and actually found a wonderful tofu tart thing that my friend and I ended up splitting for dinner that night. So yeah, and they had vegan cookies there too, and I had a lemon cookie and it was delicious.
Oh my gosh.
And my friend got a chocolate, almost like two small chocolate cookies with like a chocolate cream of some kind in between, a little sandwich cookie. That was really good too. So that was lovely. And then we switched over and went over to Switzerland, took the train over to Switzerland, and we went to Lausanne. That's where we made our home base. That's where our hotel was. And tooled around that town the day we arrived, just getting to know the area and that kind of stuff, and had lunch and dinner and all that wonderful stuff right there in town. A lot wasn't open because it was a Sunday when we got there. So food-wise, we actually had to go closer to the water, to Lake Geneva. And yes, Lake Geneva is ginormous. Beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, this was definitely a very picturesque vacation, I will say. The scenery was spectacular no matter where we were, to be honest.
It was all mountainous regions and
yeah, mountains in the background with the lake, when we were in Switzerland, and when we were in France, it was really all about the mountains for sure. And yeah, very, very, very pretty. I had the best falafel I've ever had in Annecy. That's back in France. It was just a little lunch place that we went to, and we both got this falafel avocado salad wonderfulness. And like I said, the best falafel. Not only they weren't dry, where falafels can get dry depending on where you get them from, but the flavorings that they had in it was just really good. I don't know how to describe it. It was the best I had.
Yeah, that's something that I've just learned like in the last few years. Different spices and stuff, how much they can add to a food. Well, I guess maybe it started back when I started really getting into Indian food. But yeah, and then spending time with you and the stuff that you've made vegan, but with the spices and things like that, it's just incredible.
Yes.
Eating can be such an experience.
An experience, yes.
Yes, transcendental almost sometimes.
But our second full day in Switzerland, or actually it was really the one full day that we had, because we got there about just a little afternoon the first day. And like I said, just hung out in Lausanne. And then the second day, my friend had found, I'm going to say it wrong, but like La Joux. I'm going to say La Joux, but I don't think that's how you say it. Wine Trail, so we took the train down to, I called it Chex Mix, but it was Chex. It's spelled Chexbr ES, but I just called it Chex Mix because it was easier to say for me. So we took the train down there and started the wine trail there. It can be, I think it's a 5 mile from one side to the other. We didn't do all of it, primarily because none of the wine stuff was really open. So
Oh,
that was a
that's too
bit of a
bad.
disappointment, but the scenery was spectacular because they actually have tiered vineyards coming up from the
Oh,
lake, and the
oh.
walk is above the lake, so you get these beautiful scenery views, and the colors were changing a little bit, and it was just very, very pretty. But the wine drinking was unfortunately less than what we had hoped for and expected. Hoped for, really. She was concerned with being in the shoulder months for travel, that maybe it was already past. I had more confidence that we'd be able to find something, but she turned out to be more correct on that. It was
Mm.
because they even have like little stall, because you're walking basically through the vineyards. The path goes through the vineyard. So there's, at some of the different wineries, they'll have like a little shack on the path where they would normally give you like you could sample wines. You have to pay, of course, but you could sample wines along the way. And those were all closed, unfortunately.
Ah,
And the little towns that we went through also were mostly had nothing. We ended up going all the we ended up stopping in Cully, and Cully, at least we found a little cafe that we could buy a bottle of wine and some snacks, and we walked down to the lake and sat on a bench and had ourselves a little picnic
mm.
at the lake. But like restaurants and stuff, most stuff was closed.
Oh my goodness.
And this was a Monday too, which is also fairly typical
Yeah, yeah.
for Europe. So it wasn't super. I mean, thankfully where we were staying, it was all open. All the restaurants were open on Monday, but in these smaller towns, stuff was already closed. So we ended up, after Cully, we took the train down to Montreux, which is a place that's been on my list to go see from a Christmas market's perspective, because they supposedly have the stalls of the Christmas market on the lake promenade, which I just think would be very
Wow.
pretty. And
Wow.
Montreux is beautiful. I really loved Montreux. I definitely want to go back for a Christmas market at some point. And come to find out, Freddie Mercury spent his last days there. He has a tight connection, and his last albums, because we've stumbled across a statue of Freddie Mercury. And we're like, what is happening right now? We took a picture of it, and just like, of what. So my friend looked it up, and yes, apparently I don't have all the details, but what I remember of what she told me, it was that he had. I think the last 3 albums he recorded were in Montreux.
Oh my
And
gosh.
when he was declining, his health was declining, he spent his last days in Montreux as well. So he had a very tight connection there.
Oh,
So
oh.
that was a find we didn't know about.
Yeah.
And then we just went back to our area and had dinner that night. And we actually went to Levy as well. I'm not saying that right, I'm sure. But that was just a quick stop on the train. It was on our way back to our main, where we were staying. So we popped in there, and that was cute. It was a cute area. And then the next day I flew back home.
The little towns that you went through, are they all mostly like old architecture? I mean, old homes, rocks and bricks and
It's a bit of an older community, a lot of history there.
yeah, yeah.
And it was cool because you could see like the where people were living up above, on the hillsides, across the hillsides as well. So, but the towns definitely has some historical aspects to them, I guess I should say. And like I said, just being on the lake, it's just so pretty. It's such a
Oh,
pretty, pretty
yeah.
setting.
I miss the water.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. The only downside, the one thing I think I would have liked to have done was a boat ride on the lake, but
Hmm.
they weren't running, unfortunately. There was literally, when we were doing the wine trail, we saw one sailboat in the middle of the lake, and I was like, somebody needs to go check on them because I think they're dead, because there's nobody else on this lake. There were no other boats, nothing. And I'm just like, somebody needs to go check on them. And then at one point we did see like a speedboat kinda come through, and I was like, go check on that sailboat.
And this was this on a Sunday that you?
The wine trail was a Monday.
Okay.
That was the only miss for me, because the original plan when we got to Lausanne was perhaps we could take a boat down to Montreux and see all of it from the water.
Mm-hmm.
and then the boats weren't running. So that's why we decided, well, we can always take the train down. So that's when we took the train down. And the train system, of course, in Europe is easy peasy lemon squeezy
Yeah.
and so convenient. And just, the trains run all the time. You don't have to wait. It's great. I can't say enough about their train systems.
When I was living in the suburbs of Chicago and I was
Mm-hmm.
working downtown, my dad and I, we take the commuter train down every morning and come home. And when I moved out here, I could not believe that there was no commuter trains
Nope.
at all.
Nope.
And the only way you could get from one point to the other was drive or take a bus.
Yep.
And it
But they've
infuriated
since
me.
built up light rail a little bit. Unfortunately, it doesn't go
Yeah,
to our areas,
right.
which is a
Exactly.
total miss. They promised us a light rail from Boulder to the Denver airport many moons ago, and we all paid taxes to support that. And then, we just
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
didn't happen. But there is, like, as we've talked about, I do take the light rail from more recently. I've only done it 3 times thus far from Golden into Denver. It's very
Hmm.
convenient
Hmm.
and something I
I
like.
saw it yesterday.
You did.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Coming from
Nice.
the Golden Municipal Building.
Yes.
They
Very,
they
very
they have
easy.
their own little crosswalk gates that come down and
Mm-hmm.
they're so
Mm-hmm.
cute.
Yep, indeed. The only disappointment on the trip was getting notified of the fire that happened in the town I used to live in,
Yeah.
Nederland, Colorado, that happened on October 9th. There was a strip mall shopping center that had about 20 some odd businesses in it that unfortunately in the wee hours of the morning of October 9th caught fire, and the entire strip mall there is gone.
Yeah.
For lack of better
Yeah.
terms. The things that did persevere were the little grocery store that's there. It's a separate building. They were able to keep the fire away from that, which would have been, if that went, that would have been just devastating for the
Hmm.
town.
Hmm.
And then the carousel of happiness, which is all hand carved
Yeah.
animals in a carousel. Thankfully, also a separate building, also was able to survive this, and
Wow.
hopefully will be reopening in the coming days here. The grocery store has since been reopened as of this recording. The last thing was the train cars, which has been repurposed for coffee shop,
Oh. Oh.
and that reopened. They were the first to reopen. So those 3 things in that parking lot were saved. Everything that was in the attached strip mall thing unfortunately did not survive. It was a total loss. So lots of fundraisers going on right now and stuff like that. I'm going to be partaking in some of that this weekend.
Have there been any decisions as to what the cause was?
No, ATF has finished their review of it. They brought in ATF primarily for the resource, from a resource perspective, and they finished what they need to do now. They've got to, go through all the information and kind of come up with what the root cause was. They have determined that there was the fire was not intentionally set, which is a relief to hear.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was that the only grocery store there too?
Yes, just the one grocery store. Very sad. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet. I'll see it this weekend. I don't know how I'll
Mm.
react. I'm scared.
Mhm.
Yeah, living in Nederland for 13 and a half years, and that shopping center is like the heart of the town. And, just I can't even imagine the level of devastation and how those business owners are going to move on from here. Like, I'm curious to see what will come back. Now, I will say the property
Yeah.
owner is a very large property owner called Tebow,
Mm.
which is down in Boulder. And he is committed to rebuilding the shopping center within a year. And he has also promised every single business that was in it at the time that it, got destroyed, that they will have a space if they still want one.
Hmm.
He's also trying to work to see if there's any of his other spaces that some of these businesses could leverage in the meantime. So he's being a really great business partner, in my opinion, from what I've read, which is very encouraging. I'm sure is extremely appreciated across the different businesses.
That road that it was on was just like where you used to live was right up the road from there.
Correct. I was 6/10 of a mile up that same road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be able to walk to it, and it was just like I said, it was the hub. There was a brewery in there, the very nice brewery, and we've talked about that on this podcast many times. They have a second location in the area that I live in now, but their biggest bread and butter was the business that they would get from the Eldora ski mountain in the winter. And not having that, their fate is unknown as well. Hopefully that the Nederland people who would go to the facility at the shopping center will make more of an effort to come over to the Gilpin facility, which is bigger. It's a bigger brewery. They just haven't established locally well enough yet. So they were really relying still on their Nederland business. Also, Wild Bear, which is, I don't know their exact mission statement, but basically they try to educate everybody about the outdoors. Whether it's animals or just the environment and things like that. They're a nonprofit, I believe. But they were already building a new building outside of that shopping center. It's not done yet, but they have somewhere where they're like, where they will end up. For them, it's still a hardship because they had just a few, I think it was reptiles in there that
That's right.
did not make it.
Yeah.
The fire came on very suddenly and spread very quickly. The one thing that was in their favor was there was no wind, which is unheard of in Nederland. As somebody who lived there for as long as I did, I can attest to wind was always not always necessarily super gusting and stuff like that, but there was always some level of wind, and it just happened to be a day where the wind was very calm, and that's how they were able to contain it strictly to that one strip mall area.
Could you imagine if
No.
the wind had been even half of what it was down here that when they had that Marshall fire?
Right.
Oh my God.
Yes.
There would have been no stopping it.
No, the reservoir would have stopped it from going at least to the
that way.
the northeast, I guess. But from the northwest. No,
I know it's hard to get
trying to get my bearings. Hold on.
Which way are the direction? Which way are the mountains?
South, south, and yes, south and west. I don't know what would have happened, and if it hit Old Town, where all the houses are very close together and all that would have been just devastating. But thankfully, none of that happened. It was contained. It's like still very devastating for the 20 or some odd businesses that were there. One, actually, the pizza place, Backcountry Pizza, which still has their location down in Boulder, had just closed their doors, and somebody else had taken up the rent and was renovating for a new pizza place. So she never even got to open before. Yeah, they were still in the process of renovating. So, and there was a Mexican restaurant in there, and the variety of different foods around Nederland isn't very much. So losing something like the Mexican restaurant, which was the only Mexican restaurant in the area, is going to be difficult for the community as well. It was a good variety, and the food was good, and they had a nice. I suppose the margaritas were good. Although the margarita I had, it was a skinny margarita. It was not good, but that's just me. But if you got a regular margarita, I bet you it was delicious. I don't know, So there was a damn liquor, which was a staple of a liquor store there, gone. There was St. Augustine's, which is a winery, a wine shop. So many things are gone. The Mountain Man, who helped anybody who came up to the mountains and didn't realize how windy it can be in Nederland or whatever. And he had, gear for people, whether they were hiking or skiing or, needed jackets or coats or, whatever, ski boots, or he had all of those things in his facility. That's gone. There was a Spinning Silica, which was a pottery place. They were in there. There was a Tadasadon, which was a yoga place. I'm only mentioning the ones that are coming to the top of my head. Oh, there's a laundromat. Oh, yeah. There was a laundromat in Nederland, and it was in that one shopping center. They did bring up a temporary big truck with washing machines in it and stuff for the locals.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for this week, I think. I don't know. It's not a permanent structure by any means, so I don't know for the people who are relying on the laundromat, I don't know what they'll do long term, because like some places rent out that don't have
Yeah.
a washer and
Yeah.
dryer. Probably never thought twice about it because there was, the laundromat smack in the middle of town. It's very devastating. So it's devastating for the business owners. It's also devastating for the community that relied on the shops that were in there.
Yeah, I had no idea there were so many little shops in there because
Yeah.
I don't think maybe I went into is that where the restaurant used to be too? What was it, the Brown Bear or something restaurant? No.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah, I never really went in there. It kind of looked like it was run down a little bit, but
It was definitely an older building, and there was lots of speculation that Tebow was supposed to put in sprinklers by code, and that they were paying fines rather than actually.
oh, really?
Not true. None of it. It was
Oh,
true.
oh.
Not true at all. First of all, the town of Nederland never would have allowed that. Just pay a fine, but don't worry about the safety of everybody in
Mhm.
town. you know and from what I've heard about Tebow and how he's being so good to his tenants, I can't believe he would ever jeopardize their safety. So were there sprinklers in there? No, because the building was built so long ago that it wasn't required by code back then. Now any new building, when they rebuild, they have to put in
Yeah,
sprinklers.
yeah,
It's going to be a tough go for a long time for the
yeah.
community. And like I said, I'm a little scared about seeing what it looks like tomorrow. I've only seen the pictures and they're devastating enough. I've already shed some tears over it. And I don't know what it's going to be like to see it in
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
And but like no lives were lost. I
Yeah,
guess a
wow.
couple of cats. Although there's been some sightings, so maybe not both cats. We don't know yet. I mean, that might be wishful thinking, not sure. And the reptiles that were at Wild Bear, but no lives were lost. Just things, but things that meant a lot to the
Yeah,
business
yeah.
owners and the community. So it's hard times.
Mhm.
All right, Angie, tell us about some fun stuff where I brought it
Oh
down, but
my
let's bring it back up.
well, I don't know if that's gonna bring it back up or not. When I did my garden totem class,
hmm
I kept telling Anna, the instructor, that I was looking forward to her having this windchime class that my friend Sandy B
Sandy B, Sandy B, Sandy B.
had taken last year or the year before.
hmm
And I really liked her wind chime. So I thought, oh, if you ever have that class again, let me know. Well, Anna was going to have this female head sculpture thing, but nobody signed up for it, I guess. So she opted to have this wind chime class. So I figured, well, I complained and asked for her about it for so long, I probably should feel obligated to sign up for it. And I did. And, it's kind of fun because what the wind chime will look like is it's like a long cylinder. And then with stamps and texture tools and things like that,
hmm
we can stamp and stuff on the clay. And then this coming Saturday, we'll paint them and glaze them or whatever we're going to do. It should be fun. And I'm really looking forward to getting this done. Anna had to kind of join mine at the top because, well, her arm and hands are smaller than mine. So she could get in there and do what she needed to do to join the top together
hmm
and smooth it out and add clay where it was needed and stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing it up and getting it hung up. And yeah,
Now,
yeah.
now you said it was a long cylinder. What makes it chime?
Oh, well, we did little hanger things, little actually they're little cylinder things that will go inside
Ah,
the big cylinder. And,
gotcha.
and yeah, and I did mine with like a wood texture
Hmm,
thing. Yeah.
very nice.
Anna also has like studio time that she rents out.
hmm
And the woman who was taking the wind chime class also did the garden totem class. So I
hmm
knew her from that class because Micah's her name. She's been getting studio time all the time now. She's making little gifty things, coasters and stuff like that for people.
hmm
And I've been wanting to maybe go back and do some more Christmas ornaments. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Just to make something, I guess. And so Mika was saying, yeah, she wanted to do that too. And I said, well, maybe we can come at the same time because Anna will be there doing her own stuff. And if we have questions, she can address both our question and not have to take breaks between, individually. If I come one Saturday and Mika comes another one. Anyway, so we might sign up and do a ornament making thing at Anna's studio in the future. And that'll be kind of like the same thing we did with wind chime. You get your slab of clay and you texture and paint it and all that stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
but Anna has made some new, and she's just so creative. It's incredible what really creative people can do. You just take a slab of clay and she did a little tweaking there and a little this here, and before you know it, she's got a really cool looking ornament or bee feeder
Mm-hmm.
water butterfly water things. But I still got to get back to my quilting
Mm-hmm.
since I have God knows how much fabric. So then,
Uh-huh.
just yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I met my cousin Mike for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I know I had said to you, he probably wants to sell me something because it's not like him to just meet for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't. We just had a really nice 2 hours, 2 hours conversating, and politics didn't come up or nothing.
Well, that's good.
We went to the cheese factory down in Colorado Mills.
Mm-hmm. Cheesecake factory, right?
Cheesecake factory, yeah.
Okay.
What did I say?
Cheese factory.
Yeah, we met at the Cheesecake Factory for lunch in Colorado Mills. And do you have trouble finding things in Colorado Mills? Do you ever go down there?
I haven't been down there in a really long time. I did spend oh God, 2, 3 months commuting over there as a contractor. I was subcontracted out to some company, and I don't even remember the Omni something or other was the name of the company, I think.
Oh,
And so I spent time in that area, but that was back in 2007, 8 at the latest. And I really haven't been over in that area since, to be frank.
I met Mike, I think last year or the year before we met for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
We went to a different restaurant. And it was the same thing. I couldn't find the bloody place.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I arrived stylishly late.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I looked at the menu for the Cheesecake Factory the night before.
The 20-page menu.
Yes. And that's no kidding, is it?
Nope.
Back in the day when they had one in Boulder
Mm-hmm.
on the Pearl Street Mall, Larry and we never cooked or anything. So we usually would get takeout. And their Santa Fe salad was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked to see if they still had it, and they did. And then I looked at the calorie count 1,650 calories
Not
for their
crazy.
Santa Fe salad. So I'm thinking, well, let's see. If I take the corn off and I have them hold the tortilla strips, I wonder what that would do. And get the dressing on the side, I wonder what that would take it down to. Then I found that they have the Skinnylicious menu now.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a Southwest type salad there for 550 calories. I was able to get that. It was plenty. Of course, I
Good.
did have several pieces of their bread.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike wanted a piece of cheesecake. So I only took what he said is he thought he'd get a piece and I'd get a piece. I didn't want a whole piece of cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
So he ordered a piece. And then he said to the waitress, and maybe you could bring a couple plates and a couple forks. So not only did she bring a couple plates and a couple forks, but she also had that cheesecake slice, and she sliced it down the middle, lengthwise.
Uh-huh.
So, but I still only took like the end piece with the crust on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was fine. But we had a really good conversation talking about all our ailments and our medicines and everybody else's ailments, but it's better than talking about politics with him. So,
Yes.
and I got to tell you this, he said he had a really good time at your get together.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And he talked about how much food there was and how good it all was. So,
Uh,
but no, he said he made a point of saying it. Yeah. he had a good time.
And can you believe that Kim Kardashian listens
Oh,
to the podcast?
what?
You talked about these
I did,
as
but you
one.
said listen to. I did.
Yeah,
What?
it was something from back in the day when they used to sell that kind of stuff. It was
No.
one of your Auntie Joan fun facts. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. And we
Oh,
kept trying to figure out where they got the hair from.
that's right.
Remember?
Yes. Well, we've done so many of these shows,
Yes. I thought that's for sure why you wanted to talk about that today.
No, I just saw that and I thought, my God, what else is she going to think of?
Tell everybody.
Last year, the year before, she had the nipple bras. So if you put them on, it looked like your
Headlights were
breasts,
on.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
were erect. So now she's got this thong. She calls it the ultimate bush thong.
Mm-hmm.
And you can choose from what it is it's a faux merkin. Is that?
That's right. That's right. Remember? Full circle.
You can get the hair. Of course, it's faux hair. Well, you hope it is. Uh, with her, you never know. You can choose the color, anything from very light blonde to very dark black.
Mm-hmm.
And then the color of the actual thong piece, the elastic or whatever, then you can choose a color for that too. So it'll match, whatever your complexion.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw that and I thought, what the hell is she thinking of?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a commercial. And I was going to send it to you, but and it's, I guess well, it wasn't a commercial. It was a YouTube thing. And they were showing how you can make your own. So maybe we need to put a link out on that. So people don't want to
Yikes.
spend $32 for this little piece of crap that she's selling. And it's sold out. They're sold out already.
People are stupid. What can I tell you? Honestly. Yes. Actually, Hey C sent me a separate Instagram clip of an older woman saying how Kim Kardashian at Skims did not make this ultimate bush for the older woman. There's no like white hair or gray hair version of it. So she made her own the gray hair, a true gray haired version she made out of steel wool and and the white hair version, I want to say it was like cotton balls. I think she just stretched out cotton balls or something. It's very funny.
Actually, they do have a white version.
Okay. She said
Yeah.
they did. I didn't look. I didn't.
Yeah.
All I saw was it come through, and I started cracking up. And it was so funny because I sent it to you first and said, "Looks like Kim's been listening to the podcast
When did you send that?
yesterday."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then all of a sudden I got it from you like a few hours later, and I was like, "Did she see that I sent it to
I
you?"
didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Or
So
maybe you did send it to me and somehow
it's
I don't know.
in like Facebook Messenger or whatever. Yeah, because
Oh.
that's where you sent it to me. It was through Facebook Messenger. Yes. But yeah, if you look
Okay.
above that, you'll see that I already sent it to you, and I said it looks so okay. Kim Kardashian is listening to the pod.
I don't go to the Facebook Messenger right away because sometimes, like when I see it, I'm on my iPad and the reception or the response time on the iPad with Facebook isn't very good.
Hmm.
So sometimes I'll hold on to those before I look at them.
Gotcha.
Could you imagine being her kids? And she's got daughters.
No, let's
And
back
she's
up that train.
okay.
This isn't. I mean, yes, this is crazy. This is like Goop all over again, with
Oh, yes.
what's her
Yes.
face, Gwyneth
The vagina
Paltrow.
scented smell
Yes.
candle.
Yes. But the only thing that makes it popular is if people buy this shit.
Yeah.
And they are. So it's really the consumer's fault that we're even talking
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah. Yeah. What's wrong with you people?
Exactly. The fact that they sold out. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, I know it was really popular in the early 2000s, maybe into the 2010s a little bit, to get laser hair removal and remove
Yeah.
all hair everywhere.
Yeah.
And now people are regretting that decision a little. Some are, some aren't. regretting that decision because it's become more popular not to do that now. Like, it was a trend. It was a trend. People fucking did it. And some people regret it. Some people are happy with what they did, whatever. And this is kind of like if you did the laser hair removal, I guess you can have your bush back if you buy this stupid thing, but I just find the whole thing ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the fact that people are buying this, I'm sad. I'm sad for the state of consumerism at this point, based on the fact that this product is selling out. Really,
I just wonder. Yeah.
Do better.
I wonder how many people are buying it for a joke.
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot. But you're
And they
still
also
generating revenue for Kim Kardashian.
absolutely.
So stop it.
Absolutely.
Get out the goddamn
Okay.
steel wool instead and your cotton balls and make your own. And
Okay,
follow that
thank you.
YouTube video or whatever you said.
Yeah.
Follow that. Make your own if you want to make a joke about it. But don't buy shit from Skims, because all it's doing is making us talk about Kim Kardashian, which I can't stand, and and her company. Yeah, stop it. Stop it, all of you.
I was going to say something now and I forgot what I was going. Oh, it also comes in variations of curliness too. You can get it straight. You can get it super curly.
Next, she'll be selling you straightening irons for the curly ones so you can straighten it when you want to.
And little curling irons for the straight ones.
Fucking ridiculous. Yeah. Or curlers.
Oh, man. Stop the world. I want to get off.
Exactly. As if it wasn't crazy enough. We got to talk about this crap.
Well, sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, I'm glad you did.
I'm glad.
I'm glad you did. Yikes.
It turned into more of a conversation than I thought it was going to be. But... and I can't even stand to look at the pictures.
No, it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Kim's got enough going for her that she's set for life.
Touch. Yeah, she's got the Midas touch. All it took was one sex video to get her there.
Hey, there we go.
All right, Auntie Joan.
Speaking of sex, I just saw on TMZ.
Another reliable source. Please
yes,
continue.
Absolutely.
Please continue.
There's this new speciality. Let's see witches. And some of them will actually draw pictures of your soulmate before you meet them. And they had this woman on and her fiance, who she had his portrait done before she met him. Like a month before she met him. So they showed the picture of him, and then they showed the picture of the portrait that was done. They looked absolutely nothing alike. But then when they showed the guy on Today, because this was like a year ago when they met, he looked closer to the portrait. But still,
Yeah.
We're in the wrong business.
No kidding. If we only knew how to draw. I don't know how to draw, I guess I should say.
Well, there's AI now.
There is that.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm done.
All right. Nothing else for our listener today?
Not that I can think of.
All right, then. That wraps it for yet another wonderful Pickled Watermelon Rinds episode. This is Auntie signing off.
And Antie Joan saying bye-bye now.
We thank you for listening. And remember, when life eats away at your core, make pickled watermelon rinds.